When it comes to technical analysis, one of the things that you actually have to master so well is drawing perfect trend lines. If you just want to master price action, then trend lines actually come fast in anything that you just do. So if you don't know how to draw trend lines, or maybe you just want to advance more on the trend lines, then this video is just for you. And to learn more of this, including the secret I'm just going to reveal to you that so many people or many traders don't tell you about the trend lines, I'm going to just reveal in this video. Or you can just make sure that you just follow this video up to the end, subscribe, like, and follow me on all social media platform for more valuable insight. So we are going to start right away over here. So as you can see on my screen, this is the Euro USD, and I'm using this chart because I'm going to display some of things here. I'm going to replay the chart so that we can just identify these key levels. But for the beginners, for the people probably this is their introduction to the trend lines, you just actually have to know this. When it comes to trend lines, they can just show you two things into the forex market, and one of these two things it can show you is that whether the market is on the trend, or whether the market is on uptrend or downtrend. That is, the header market is on the bull or the bear market. So the trend lines are going to just show you that. But remember, you can even just see it or yourself, or using your highs, you can just see that, but the trend lines are just going to show you that well more clearly. And the other thing is the trend lines will actually help you to identify, you can just know when there is a major and the minors. You know this is a minor trend and this is just a major trend. So that is just going to be helping you on that, and how you're going to identify that into the market. This is very, very, very simple. All you just have to do, let's for example start with this chart here. This I've saying this is Euro USD. So this being Euro USD, first thing that the moment you just see a chart like this, the first thing on the technical analysis, you can even start with the trend line to identify whether you can just see any trends into the market, whether the market is just on the bull or the bear market. But on this side, if you can just see this, where you can see this market is actually on the bear and this market is on the downtrend. So that is one of the things that you can just see here. So the next things, because we're talking about the trend line, is the point that connect different point, whether it can just be a resistance or a support. Now let me just walk you through this very simple. Okay, for example, if you can see this one without just you using just your highs here, you can see something amazing being formed here. Because if you can check using your highs, if you just draw an imaginary line that touches all this point here, you can see it can even cross between here and this, crossing all this way down. So, and that is what I'm going to do right here. So we are going to draw a trend line. So on this, you can just get, whether on every chart you're just using, whether you're using any analysis tools, platform, go chart, whether you are using the trading view, you're just going to assess all these things. I'm going to get a trend lines here, and then I'm going to draw it here, and I'm going to make sure that there are some of the rules that actually you have to follow, so to make sure that your trend lines is perfectly drawn. For example, I can touch that, I touch this. I'm going to try to see whether it's just going to connect my 3 point. Sometimes it's not going to be 100% touching, but all you just have to do is to make sure that at least it is touching almost to that point. And the trend line that we're just finding here, this is 4-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame, which means this is going to be a major trend. Okay, this is our major trend, because you can see we are on the high time frame, and the other thing is that you can see the distance between these 2 points and this point, they are actually very, very far. Okay, so you don't have to just force anything, you can just draw your trend lines just touching your point just like that. And there's something that we call there's something that we call valid and invalid trend lines, and one of the things that you actually have to note here is that anytime you see your trend lines touching all these points, now these trend lines becomes a valid points. Okay, so I can just identify here, I can see it has touched that one, this has touched this, and these are touched here, and the market moved up. Now we have 3 points that the trend line has touched in our chart, and the third one, so we have the first one, the second one, we can just identify, when we just have to point, that does not make it to be a perfect trend lines. Why? Because the market can just you can just connect 2 points, even if one point is here and the other here, then you can just connect those points and they can just move to any direction. But when we have 3 points, those now becomes the confirmation of a trend line. Now this become a valid trend lines. Why? Because now it has been confirmed how many times? 3 times. So for you to draw a trend lines and call it a trend line, you make sure that it actually touched how many points? 3 points for you to call it a trend line. Okay, and this becomes, because you can use 1 day time frame, 4-hour time frame over here, then it's just going to be the major trend line that you just get from the market. Are we there? Now the next thing I just want to show you here, this now become the support. Anytime the market is touching here, then this market is just reversing back. And one of the things I wanted to you to understand here, and what you can do here, a trick that you can apply here to get the support, where the market is actually going to be resistant, the up one, because this now becomes our, this we are saying this is going to become our support zone. So this is the support, and now we are going to find the resistance of it. So all you just have to right click, and then you can clone this one. That means you're going to get 2 lines that are going to be very, very parallel to each other, and then I'm going to drag this. Okay, I'm going to drag the other one, so I'm going even to drag this because they are so parallel. On that, I'm going to get it at least to this point. And what do I see when I get this to this point? One of the things I actually notice when I'm bringing that to that position is that my trend lines is almost being touched so many times, and it's actually a perfect one, even upside on the upper side. So these lines are parallel, and this market is moving all this way and touching all our lines here. I just want you to see this point to make sure to confirm that this trend line as well is a confirmation, is a trend line, because we just have this confirmation here. We have this almost this confirmation not yet touched, but when we have a slight market moving up, at least upward, because there's nothing that is going to be 100%. Sometimes the market can just move that way, but we don't have that like 100%. But we have this zone here. These are 3, and you can see now the market touching this again, and this market actually moved up, touching that. So between these 2 trend lines, this is the major trend lines, and one of the things that you can actually see there is this market is on the downtrend, and this market is moving down, and we have this confirmation, these trend lines becoming the major trend lines here. So that is one of the things that you can actually notice here. Then the next thing that we are going to identify here, you can actually use even your indicators to know where the market will just be ending over here. So one of the things that you can wait is to see whether this market is going to touch around this zone here. So you can see we have at least this zone to be touched around here, and then this market has a possibility of going down here all the way up to try to go and touch here. But the market cannot just move that directly. Okay, so I hope you're just working with me on this. Now the next thing that we can just be waiting here is for this market to try and touch this one and see. You can use all other indicators, you can use your market analysis, you can check on the candlesticks pattern to see whether you can have a perfect entry across the area. But today we are just talking about the trend lines and how they can just be of benefit to you when you are just analyzing the market. Okay, now we have to the support and the resistance trend lines that are just showing us the market is on the downtrend, and they are touching all these. The market now is moving in between, so as a trader, you'll not be focused more on trading with this market is at least on the middle here. Your focus will be when the market is touching this point, and that will be your focus, because now these trend lines are valid. And now it's not that you can enter directly here, but you actually have to confirm either with the other indicators or the other market things that there are a lot of things that you actually have to go through the market candlesticks pattern, price action, all those things, and news for you actually to have a perfect entry across the year. But when this market touches here, then that becomes a very critical point to check on the market. Now let's just wait to see how when the market comes right here. So I'm going to play that chart to see how this market does. So you can see this market moving all the way like that. Okay, this market is moving to see whether it's just going to touch our trend lines. This is for a time frame, probably the next day. So one of the things that can benefit you so much is when you are patient in the market. So you can see almost touching there, almost there, the market is moving like that. So we have to move our position to this area these times of trend lines across this point here, and you can see the market has now touched our point across here. So we may have a confirmation that this market may be heading downward after testing this position here. So you can see you have this one. So after seeing all these candlesticks here, then you can actually have this market will be moving all this way down. But I just want you to focus on one thing here, because we are going to the minor trend lines. If you go to this market here, you see something like the minor, because probably anytime you can just analyze the market any time of the day, and you can see something like this. Okay, so you can see something like this. Actually, these are good trend line, because this is minor one, but you can see actually it is inside our major trend line here. So I can do that one to see whether I'm going, but not that perfect. Yeah, but not that perfect, but this market was just moving like that. So the moment you get the trend lines that are moving like this, let me show you difference. The moment you get the trend lines that are moving just like this, like all that, the trend line, the one is moving this way and the other is moving that way, then those does not become the trend lines. Those now, that is where we move to the price action, where we just talk about the chart patterns, and this can become either the wedge, it can just become the trending triangle. Okay, all those chart patterns, that is when you can just use this line to form all these, and we can just wait for the breakout and all those things. So that is one of the things that you actually have to note here. And what we can just wait right from here is to wait at least for the breakout to see whether we are going to see the breakout of this market moving all this way, and that's now you can just know that this market will be ending all the way down. But if it touches again around this region here, then we can just have this market moving again all the way down. So we may get this market breaking this zone here and then moving all the way down. So we may get this all the way here, or we may get this market either it is just trying to move all this position here. So you can just play to see what this market is going to be doing here. So you can see a breakout, and the moment we just get that breakout there, then because from the minor trend, so we can just be getting either this market trying to come all this way down here. So that's how you can just be checking on that. and you can see this market taking time, 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 trying to touch our resistance point downward here, trying to touch all this way up down here. And then when this market touches this again, this becomes your key area of the interest. So this becomes the interest, so this becomes the area of interest around this area, and then you can just be focusing on whether this market is going to be touching again and going all this way up. Okay, remember, all these trend lines, they can just be broken anytime, and when we just be having a breakout, I'm going to be showing you what you just actually have to consider when we just get some breakout, because this market is not going forever to stay on this major here, because already you can see this market has tested this is the fourth time now it is just testing this, and this actually becomes a very good and very important entry, because already we have a very good confirmation that this market is actually going to come all the way from this area. So let's just play again and see how this market, so whatever happens, you actually have to know, even if this market will just be moving down, the moment it touches our trend here, you actually have to know this market will always try to go up, because some of the buyers will be buying from this zone and can cause this market at least to go up from this position here. So if on this, I'll just, let's see what this market does here. So you can see on that touching again and again here, you know, anytime you see this market moving here, and you can see now as a momentum of moving here. So all these things that you can see, probably something just like this being formed here, some of things, the market when it touches like the support area here, it can just accumulate before the market moves up. So those about the smart money concept, which just says that the market, before continuation of uptrend, then after the downtrend, the market can just go and accumulate before it just moves up. So let's just play this and see what happens on this chart. So you can see this market moving up again, and downside here. Let's just fasten this to see how this market moves, and moving this way, that way. So I have to extend this to see how this market is just going to be doing, here, because now you can see, now this becomes another interesting point. Now one of the things that you actually have to, this becomes another interesting zone. Okay, but one of the things that you actually have to realize here, because you cannot just enter a sell around this area, one of the reasons being is because this trend line, this resistance point, has been tested so many times. Okay, and when the zone is actually tested so many times, then there's high chances that it's just going to be broken. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so on the 5th time to 6th times, then there's high chances that this market can be broken. So you actually have to be very cautious when it comes now to many times, and the market can just break the zone any time. And you can see, because of that, this market now moves all this way down around this area again. So let's see, look at that. This market, let's see whether it's just going to touch downside. Yeah, so you can see now, after touching the 6th time here, is now broke this zone. Okay, so it has now broken it. You can see that's not small one, this moving here, and now we have it trying to break. So there's a possibility this market is now going to change the trend. This market is going to change the trend. Okay, this market is just going to change the move, because this market has been on the downtrend all the way from this position over up to here. So there's now the chances this market is going to shift, and from downtrend probably now to the uptrend. Let's see what happens, because I'm just going to give you a principle that you actually have to apply. And one of the things that you actually have to know is that you don't you don't enter immediately after the breakout, because some of the traders, what they can just do is to probably to enter from this zone, and they think this market is just going to get out, and you can see you'll be stopped out even if you put a very big very large stop loss here, then you can be stopped out very easily. So you can see here we have this market being stopped. So what you can just do is to wait for this market now to form at least another low before now it just goes up, and the moment you just forward that one, then that is the time you can be waiting for that market to be touching. But you can see here we have this market now touching all this way down, so that's why you actually have to wait to see whether this market is going to form another low. Okay, so after this market forming this low, now we have the market having a breakout, then here becomes our key interest point, because now this market, let's extend this so you can see a very interesting thing that is just going to happen. So these are the rules of the trend lines. Anytime you see the breakout, now you can just be waiting for that market to be moving upward more than just like that. So we've been getting this now, this market moving all this way up, because already we have this market trying to break out our trend lines here, and we can just be having this market moving all this way and now breaking that zone. Okay, so this is our new low, and after forming new low, then we can just be having that market trying to move and break that zone. Let's see whether it's just going to do that. Let's see if they're just going to be doing that, or we are going to form another low. So you can see that after time, then we can just be getting this market moving here and trying to come. You can see it has not yet formed another low. This is for the lowest before moving all this way up, coming all this way and going all this way up. So we have this breakout. The market can just come again here before now it goes behold that now, and we are done from this. Now this does not become valid at all. So you can see after just coming down here, and now the market shifting from our area here and then just going all the way up, and now that is the time you can just start focusing on other things, and whether you can just get, if you can just get a trend lines moving all this way here, then that can just be very important key to you. Okay, now this some people who can just be trending, it just depends with your amount of trading. Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you swing trader? It just depends on what you just want, because there are some of people who just be trading across here. They just buy when the market goes down and up, and they can just be buying when this market is forming something like this, and they can just be making money out of it. But you can see how this market has been moving. For those people who have been trading here, they must have made a good amount of money if you've been trading around here, because you can see all this path here, this market moving here, very predictable, very predictable, very predictable, this market, and we have this market now moving and crossing all this way. So those are there. I hope you've been capturing some of the point here, because there are a lot of things that you actually have to go through. There are a lot of things that you actually have to consider. Sorry for the noise, my neighbor is actually knocking. I don't know what he's doing, but the time I'm shooting the video, but that is all about the trend lines here. And you can see them break out here in this market, coming all the way and going all the way up. You can try that on your side, and thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be coming up again with the price action and combining these trend lines with the indicators and other price action and indicators, so that we can just have a perfect entries when it comes to these trend lines. Bye bye, and see you next time.